At first, it seemed like an ordinary missing person case. A young woman vanished after being seen near a neighborhood corner store late one evening. The initial reports were clear, concise, and consistent. Residents remembered seeing her. Witnesses described the same timeline. Police released statements confirming that she had disappeared under unusual circumstances. Then something strange happened. The facts began changing. What started as a missing person investigation slowly transformed into a collection of conflicting stories. Every few months, a new explanation emerged. Some claimed she had left voluntarily. Others insisted she was hiding from family. Some said there had never been any evidence she was missing at all. Yet the original reports still existed. The newspaper archives told one story. The community repeated another. The official statements evolved into something entirely different. As years passed, anyone trying to reconstruct the truth found themselves trapped inside a maze of contradictions. Witnesses suddenly remembered events differently. Important details disappeared from public discussions. Certain questions became unwelcome. The deeper the investigation goes, the clearer one disturbing possibility becomes. Someone wasn't merely covering up what happened. Someone may have been rewriting the memory of what happened. And if a community can be persuaded to forget the truth about one missing person, what else can be erased? There are cases that remain unsolved, and then there are cases that seem determined to erase themselves. Most missing person investigations leave behind questions. This one left behind different versions. The strange thing wasn't that a young woman vanished. The strange thing was that every time someone tried to explain what happened, the explanation changed. Imagine walking into a room where 10 people witnessed the same event. You ask each of them what happened. Instead of hearing 10 similar stories, you hear 10 completely different realities. That's what this case became. Not because decades had passed, not because memories had faded, but because the facts seemed to move. And once I started looking into it, I realized something unsettling. The disappearance wasn't the only mystery. The story itself had become evidence. Transition into introduction of the missing woman and the town. Established timeline. Described neighborhood. Corner store. Witnesses. Street lights. Weather. The final confirmed sighting. The first phone calls. Initial concern. Search efforts begin. Families organize volunteers. Everyone believes they are looking for answers. Nobody realizes the answers themselves will become unstable. Describe the first narrative. Newspaper reports, police statements, community meetings, missing person flyers, witness testimony. Everything aligns. People agree on what happened. Questions remain unanswered, but at least everyone is asking the same questions. Then something changes. A new version appears. Months later, rumors spread. The missing woman supposedly had an argument. People begin repeating it. Nobody knows where the claim originated. Soon the argument becomes accepted fact. Evidence is never presented. Yet everyone starts mentioning it. Questions about the disappearance slowly shift. Attention moves away from finding answers, toward explaining them away. Now people claim she ran away. Again, no proof, no documentation, no confirmed sightings. But the story gains momentum. Residents begin repeating it confidently. The case starts losing urgency. Search efforts fade. Community concern weakens. Despite changing stories, certain facts remain fixed. Archived articles. Official missing reports. Family statements. Volunteer search records. The timeline remains inconsistent with newer claims. The contradiction becomes impossible to ignore. Why do old records say one thing while public memory says another? Someone is wrong, or someone is benefiting from confusion. Interviews, long-time residents, former investigators, family friends. Everyone remembers different versions. Some become uncomfortable discussing details. Others insist previous versions never existed. The investigation becomes less about the missing woman and more about collective memory itself. How can so many people remember different realities? Notice which questions vanish. Who saw her last? What happened after the store? Why were searches launched? Why were authorities concerned? These questions slowly stop being asked, not because they were answered, because attention shifted elsewhere. The community becomes focused on explanations instead of evidence. Explore psychology. How repetition creates belief. How communities absorb narratives. How uncertainty creates opportunities. The more often a claim is repeated, the more familiar it feels. The more familiar it feels, the more truthful it seems. Eventually, the story replaces reality, not through force, through repetition. Examine possibilities, not accusations, not conclusions, just facts, present contradictions, missing evidence, timeline conflicts. Witness inconsistencies. Ask the questions nobody asks anymore. Allow suspense to build. The audience realizes the disappearance may never be solved, but something else has been uncovered. Closing section. Reflect on memory, communities, stories, truth. The most disturbing possibility isn't that one person disappeared. It's that the public slowly accepted a replacement version of events. Over time, people stopped searching for what happened. They started searching for reasons to stop asking. And maybe that's why this story still matters. Because sometimes the biggest mystery isn't who vanished. It's how the truth vanished with them. And if a story can be rewritten enough times, eventually nobody remembers there was ever an original version at all. End with a slow, chilling transition into the next documentary story about rumors causing harm to people who were never missing in the first place. Subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for more immersive stories and unsettling mysteries revealed in every episode.